Hitting play on that now, and let's get moving, okay? So come on out. Give yourself some space. Let's start in a nice wide stance with your toes turning forward, okay? Take a nice big inhale. Sweep yourself wide and tall up to the sky. Exhale, reach out beyond your edges. Push the whatever away, coronavirus. Again, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, reach backward this time and drop your chin into your chest while you do that. Really expand through the collarbones. Again, inhale, take it up top. Exhale, this time dive forward, hands to the ground. Let the back of your neck just soften. Shake it out, nod it yes, and just start slow here in this forward fold. You might bend your knees if that feels better for you. And just tick-tock your hips. Let's start side to side, nice and slow, opening out your inner thighs and your hips and your hamstrings. And then ground one hand to the floor, doesn't matter which. Spiral the other arm up to the sky and let your body turn open as much as it can. I got the sun on my face, feels nice. Let your head drip down to the ground and then really reach up through your thumb so that you're creating the most length you can out your thumb and down that ear that's reaching down to the ground. Big inhale there. When you exhale, take the arm behind you, see if you can hover it above your pelvis, and then turn your palm up to face the sky. Keep your head dripping down and lengthen your chin forward. Ooh, so you're making a really long line from the tip of your chin out through your palm on the other side. Nice big inhale there. Exhale, carve the arm up, reach, reach, reach forward. Take it back down to the ground. Drop your hands to the floor, shake out your neck and bend your knees nice and deep. Now hold here. Let your pelvis drip down to the ground. Keep your knees open over your toes and then just tuck your chin deeply into your chest so that you feel a really long line from tailbones all the way out the top of your head. Ground into your heels and straighten your legs. Resist at the backs of the knees. And then sink back down. Drip your hips low. Let your lower back release and lengthen. I got leaves all over here. And then extend back up. Heels to the ground. Tailbones reach to the sky. Let's go at your own pace. Bending and lengthening. Maybe it's along the beat of your music. Or maybe it's just like off your music. Just at the pace that feels really good for your body today. Good. Nice, guys. Hold two straight legs. Take the other hand on the floor. Spiral your arm up to the sky, doing the other side now. Let your whole body, again, turn open toward the ceiling and drip your head down to the ground. Reach up through your fingertips and lengthen the arm back behind you. Hover it above your pelvis. Maybe you can even scoop your palm up to the sky. Drop your head a little deeper down to the ground and reach your chin forward. Big inhale through the front of your throat. Exhale, carve the arm up, reach it forward, take it back down to the ground. A little faster this time. We bend and straighten. Bend and straighten. Choose the tempo that feels the best for you. This is the tempo that my music is going to, just about. It's dip down and reach back up. As you're doing this, your heels are digging deep into the ground. And then you're really thinking about like leading with the tailbone. So they drop down to the ground and reach back up. And reach. Good. Think about lengthening your sits bones to the sky as you straighten the legs so that your spine becomes nice and long. Let's bend and reach. We have 3 like this. 2. Last one. Hold 2 deep bended knees. Turn your toes out and bring your hands to your thighs and then straighten your arms. Nice, guys. I can see you pop up there. I got you in gallery view, so I can see you all. Press your knees open. Drive one shoulder down and look over the top shoulder. Big inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Keep the knees pressing open. Good. Take it back to center. Drive the other shoulder down. Look over the other top shoulder. Press your knees open. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Good. Bring it back to center. Press your knees open, drive your hips forward, and then come up into a long, straight spine. Take your hands to your heart and start to pulse, 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 pulse. Good. So we're really grounded here in the feet. Nice. And think about pressing into the outer edges of your feet and pressing your knees over those outer edges of your feet. So your knees stay nice and open and broad. At the same time, your hips are stacked right underneath your rib cage, right? So you're like in one straight line from ears down to hip bones, and you're drawing up through your belly, trying not to tuck your pelvis or leave it back behind you, right? It's dripping right underneath you. It's down and down. We got 7 like this. 6 counts. Just 5. Good. Heels are digging deep, really edging into the outside of the feet. Let's go 4, 3, 2. Now hold it down. Take one foot. I'm going to choose my right and bring it all the way in and then sink back down and out. Good. And out. So you're coming to first position, heels together, 2 straight legs, and then stepping all the way out into your second position where you got 2 bent knees and your hips are drifting right into the center of your heels. Good, guys. If you want to move a little bit more here, you take the arms up, press back, up and back. Good. So everything reaches up at the same time, up and then press back and go deep. Yeah, sink deep. Good. Nice, guys. Yeah. Yeah, nice. I've got the beat of my tunes here. You might be choosing that too, or just choosing the music to have like a background feel. Totally up to you. Good, guys. Yeah, nice. As the leg steps outwards, you're thinking about kind of like arcing it up and out. It's like a rainbow. Out, zip, and out. Take it in and out. Good. We got 4, just 3 here together. 2, last one. Take it into your second position. Reach your arms up and pulse down, down, down. Dig those heels deep. Press your knees open. Press into the outer edges of your feet. Woo, good, guys. I'm already tired. Gonna go get a beer. 4, 3, 2, hold it there. Turn your toes forward, straighten your legs, dive forward, forward fold, but don't stay there. You're gonna walk your hands forward into a wide-legged plank. Okay, drip your hips low. And these wide-legged planks, it's really easy for us to wanna pike our hips. Try to resist that urge. Keep the pelvis low, keep the belly button lifted. You're more than welcome to drop to your knees if you need a bit more support. But if you're here on your toes and you wanna move, you sweep the right leg over to the left leg and then step out wide again. Sweep the left leg over to the right leg, step out wide again. Let's go side to side. It's side, side, side. Good, yeah. So you're just kind of like gathering the toes in one direction and then the other. Nice and wide stance. Step side, step side, step side, step side. Good. The challenge to this movement here is keeping the hips low, right? Your hips are at shoulder height. We got 8, 7, it's 6. You might be moving faster or slower than me, depending on the pace you're choosing. Got 4, 3, 2, 2 wide legs. Hold it there. Press the heels back. Find stillness. Bend your elbows and then tweeze your elbows in toward each other. Draw your abdominal wall up to your spine. Hold it. 4, 3, 2. Pike your hips. Downward facing dog and step your feet together behind you. Pedal out your knees. Bend right, bend left. Now you guys are probably gonna choose whatever direction to face in your house that feels like relevant to you. I'm gonna turn myself around several times through this class just to change my visibility, or your visibility of me rather. So take one leg up overhead. For me, it's the right, that same leg that was stepping in and out. Rotate through the ankle, bend your knee, and then thread it forward. Come into a lunge. Nice big runner's lunge. Take both hands to the inside of your front foot and drip your hips low. Good. It's your choice whether you want to stay here or turn your toes and your knee outward and drip your hips nice and deep down to the ground. Nice big inhale there. Thanks for moving your camera, Cindy. I really want to see you. Inhale, exhale, drip a little lower. Nice, guys. And then drop the back knee and bend that back leg in half so that you find a quadricep stretch. If it feels good to you, it's my left leg that's bent back there. I'm gonna reach my right arm up and over. It's the opposite arm to leg. See if you can grab onto your foot. If not, that's okay. Just work toward it. Inhale, exhale, press the hips forward. And then carve your arm up and forward. Come back into your runner's lunge. Step the back leg in a little bit. Come into a big pyramid stretch. Try to set the back heel down as you stretch over that front leg. And then turn back into a wide-legged forward fold, just pivoting yourself. Turn your toes out, bend your knees, take your hands to your heart, and come back to your second position. Miraculously, I'm facing you again. We pulse down and down, down and down. Good. Keep going, guys. Now it's time for me to take off these leg warmers. Hallelujah. It's warm enough. Pulse, pulse. Good. Okay, so as you're pulsing here, I'm going to check you out. Yeah. So your hands are heart center. Michelle's like, oh, I got to get my hands heart center. Open out your collarbones, press your knees back, And think about just dripping your pelvis down to the ground. Good. Try to avoid hinging forward and dumping the lower back forward, right? Keep it nice and long. Pelvis is sinking right underneath you. Keep pulsing. 7, 6, 5. Get a little lower. Dig those heels. 3, 2, and 1. So left leg comes in and steps back out. In and out. Good. I'm syncing to my music. Feel free to take the pace that feels best for you. Good. So this is the other leg, right? For me, it's left. In and out. And in. If you want to move, you straighten the arms. Press back, up, press back. Make it feel fierce. If that's the route you're going, good. Yeah, you're pressing back in space and really digging down. Find this like sense of groundedness at the bottom. And then reach and press. Good. And push. Nice, guys. You can make this as big and loud as you choose to be, right? Your body has lots of energy to expel, and it's expelling right out of those fingertips. Up and out. As you step the leg out, I'm gonna return my hands heart center because I wanna take it down a notch here. You're thinking about opening your toes in this arched pattern. Zip it in, open, out. In and open. Good, we got 4. 3 here. 2. Last one, hold it in your second. Take your hands to your heart and pulse. And pulse. Good. Dig the heels down. Press the knees outward. Yeah, good. Can you take it a little lower without gripping your glutes? Let the pelvis relax. We have 7 together. 6, 5, 3, 2. Hold it down. Turn your toes forward. Drop down, forward fold again. And then just like you did before, walk your hands forward into plank number 2. This time, bring your feet together behind you. Maybe you drop to your knees if that feels more supportive. Otherwise, stay on your toes. You bend one knee and the other. Good. As you do this movement, think there's no movement in the torso, no movement in the pelvis, right? So you're doing your best not to bob your hips up and down like that, right? Okay, that's what you don't want. You keep it nice and still and isolated through the legs. Down, down, down. Now, if you're on your knees and you feel like you're craving movement, just straighten one leg at a time. This is one of those moments where it's nice to have that squishy object underneath you. We're gonna be on our knees a little bit today. We got 7, 6, and whatever movement you're doing, maybe the knees dropping down, keep those hips nice and still and strong. It's to 3, 2, and 1. Press back into your heels. Pike your hips, downward facing dog. Enjoy it. Push the floor away as you lengthen your hips back. And then take your left leg to the sky. Rotate through your left ankle. This was the working leg as we pulled out and into first and second position. Bend the knee and then bring it forward. Step it in between your hands and hold your lunge. You might shimmy the back foot backward even more. Take both hands to the inside of your front foot and then maybe even turn the front foot out. So from a front view, it looks like that, and your pelvis presses down to the ground. Good. Drop the back knee down. Bend your back knee so that you're finding a nice big quadricep stretch. Yeah, that's the right knee back there. So sweep the left arm up and back. It's the opposite arm. See if you can grab onto your heel or your foot. If you can, awesome. If not, just open your chest and work toward it. Inhale, exhale. Let that foot go. Carve the arm up and forward. Take your hands back down to the floor, straighten your back leg, and then step the back foot in to find a pyramid stretch, just hinging over your front leg. Drop down through your head and your neck and relax. And then pivot yourself back into your wide-legged forward fold. Bend both knees, connect your chin to your chest, and roll up through your spine, just one vertebrae at a time. Take it slow. Let's meet at the top and find your wall or your roller, whatever you feel like you want to take your balance with today. Okay, so place one hand there. Take your feet together all the way, and then come up onto your toes and like open up your spine, open up your chest, take your other hand on your hip and slide your back down a wall. As you come into a 6th position here, draw the belly in, take it down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down and up. Yeah, a lot of the time when we do this in class at the studio, we've got a ball in between our knees and our feet are like a little less than hips width distance apart. You can feel free to make that choice here. Or maybe place a pillow in between your knees if you need like that sense of stability in between the knees. But if not, just step your feet together, squeeze your knees, and try to make like you've got one strong totem pole underneath you. Take it down and up and down. This is actually a really challenging movement in this position because your heels are like ultra lifted. And all we want to do when we bend our knees is send our hips back. You're going to try to resist against that urge. Think shoulder blades and tailbone are connected to the wall behind you, and they're just sliding right against the wall. Seamless, effortless. Down 1 inch and up. Shoe fly, down 1 inch and up. Good. Yeah, if your feet are together at the bottom, right, you don't have a prop in between your knees, you're squeezing your heels really tightly. Take it down and up and down. I'm gonna check you out, guys. And also shed my outer layer, get some vitamin D. Down and up. Yes. Oh my God, look at that alignment. Yes. And up. Nice, guys. You look great. Good, Haley. Squeeze those heels together. 3 more. And up, 2 more. Down. Last time. Let's hold it on the down. Pedal the heels. Press the right heel down, left heel down. Press it right and left and right. Good. If you're on the opposite side, it doesn't matter. We're doing both, right? It's press and press. Now, as you're swapping those heels down and lifting them up, you're gonna start to pulse the hips. Press down and down. It's down. Good. And down. Nice, guys. Yeah. Okay. If you feel like you got the balance, and maybe you're already doing this because you're a super diva at balance, keep your, bring your hands heart center. Open out the chest. Lift your elbows so that you engage the pec in the chest. Pulse, pulse. Good. Switch and switch. Pulse, pulse. Good. Switch. 3 more like this. It's 2 and 1. Now lift both heels. I would recommend grabbing back on, taking your hand on your hip, and then sending 1 foot forward. Doesn't matter which one. Open out the chest and pull up through the belly. Yeah. Now drop the standing heel and bend both knees really deeply. Then straighten them both at the same time. Push away. Sink back down. Slide your back against that wall. Push and sink down. Press and sink down. Now this is a lot about the standing leg. As you stand up, you're thinking about squeezing the standing glute. I'm gonna switch just so you can see that. Lift. As you stand up, you're pressing the standing hip forward so that the glute and the hamstring engage and the hip flexors open out and you find the sense of length. Good. Down and press. That's my tempo. I'm gonna choose to follow it. Good. Whew. Yeah. So this working leg, quote unquote working leg, the one that's in front, you're straightening that leg so much that you can feel the quadricep really squeeze as you straighten the leg. Reach out through the toes. It's bent. Squeeze and lengthen. And squeeze. 4. Last 3. For 2. Last 1. Hold both straight legs. Keep this long leg long and bend your bottom knee. Then you lower the leg and then press it back up. It's down and up. Take it down and up. Okay, now there's no movement in the torso, right? This is the hardest thing because as you lift your leg, your torso wants to thrust forward to help it lift higher. But there's no point. We're gonna keep our hips really still. It doesn't have to be high. It just has to be straight the whole time. That's what you're going for. Good, lift, down, and then let's bend that bottom knee. Bend and pull it back up. Just a little down an inch, up an inch with that bottom knee. Bend and up. So it looks like that. Bend and up. Good. This time we're not straightening that bottom leg at all. We're keeping it bent and just hovering it 1 inch down, 1 inch up. Tap the floor with the straight leg, lift back up. 8 like this. 7. Okay, I'm gonna remind you, try not to tuck your tailbone underneath you as your leg lifts. You keep a nice straight spine, sits bones reaching down to the ground, head is reaching up to the sky. You're really long. We got 3. Down and up for 2. Down and up. Last time, down, hold it on the up. You still have a bent standing leg. Remember, flex your foot out there and pulses up to the sky, press up and up. If you're feeling really on point with balance, maybe both arms come up overhead and you try to straighten those arms, straighten that long leg, press out through the heel, draw in through the abdominal wall to make it straighter. It's like this pulley system pulling back through the abs to reach out through the heel. We got 6 like this. 5, hang in there with me. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring both feet back together. Grab onto your prop. Hand on your hip maybe, or heart center. Lift both heels. Slide your shoulder blades and tailbone down a wall and sink your left heel down. right heel down and pulse, pulse. It's pulse, good. It's like these little ponies, right? It's like kind of like that, but without the little hop skip. It's switch, switch, and switch, good. I might challenge you here to try and find your balance. Hands heart center, open out through the collarbones, and really zip the belly button up underneath the rib cage so that we're not shortening the low back. We're keeping it nice and long. Whew. Switch, good. I don't know if you guys can hear this, but I've had shoppers all around my house today. East Oakland. All right, we got 5. Last 4, can you sink lower? Can you dig those heels deeper? 2, last one, hold the other heel on the ground. For me, that's the left. Straighten your other leg. For me, that's the right. We bend both knees deeply and straighten back up. Bend and straighten. Okay, think of this as the standing glute hip now, right? As you stand up, you're thinking about that standing hip pressing forward and almost like tucking the glute underneath your rib cage so that it really engages down there. Down and squeeze, down and squeeze. Yeah, that's it, guys, good. Find the straightest legs you can and really sink low in your bend without popping your pelvis behind you or tucking it underneath you. Anything weird with the torso, just keep it aligned. Got 3 like this. Whew, 2. Last one, let's hold the bend on the bottom, straighten that front leg and drop the toes down and up. Just realized I was doing the same leg as before. I hope you don't have that conundrum. Keep yourself on the opposite leg, right? It's lift and lower. So as you're lifting and lowering, there is no movement in your pelvis, no shifting forward or backward. That's the hardest part of this exercise, is keeping the pelvis really still and then just finding the range of motion, like how high can you go with a still pelvis? You might be surprised. It might be a little lower than you think it is. Whew, up, 3 more, up. Oh, I lied, keep going, bend and lift. It's bend and lift. The standing leg now comes down 1 inch and up 1 inch. Drop the toes and pick them back up, down and up. Yeah, so it's a tiny movement in the standing leg. The standing leg just comes along to the right a little bit. Now we have 3, 2, last one, hold it out there. Flex your foot and then little lifts, up, up, good. Press out through the heel, draw in through the belly. Yeah, and you might even, to find length in your spine and your torso, take your arms up overhead. Now everything is super, super straight except for the standing leg, it's still bent. Push out through the heel, reach up through the fingertips. You have 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet come hips width distance apart. Hands come to your heart. Sink your hips back. Sit down in a chair. We lift the right heel, left heel, right. Remember this? Now we're in a chair doing it again. Let's pulse those hips down and down, down. Good, guys. Yeah. Find the rhythm of the heels and go with the heels with your hips. Yeah, good. Now you might feel like you want to add some cardio here. Let's reach one arm forward, one arm back, and then switch and switch, switch. Good. It doesn't matter what side you're doing this on. Just pick the rhythm that feels best for your body. Reach and reach. As we're down in this chair here, it's really easy for us to let our bellies drip down toward the ground, but keep them strong. Keep the low belly pulled in. It's attempting to lift off your thighs and reach your hips back. Reach. Good, guys. You might even add some style and grace by looking over that back hand. Turn the head, turn, sink down deeper, make it bigger. It's 8. Whew, those knees are just really passing right by each other. Inner ankles pressing by each other. They're keeping a close distance, unlike the rest of us. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it here. Sink both heels down, reach both hands forward. You're in your chair, down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down and up. If your shoulders are feeling really tired, take your hands heart center, give them a break, down and up. So as you're coming down and up, you see a lot less of the knees dropping forward and you feel much more of the hips sinking down and up. Dig those heels deep. Yeah, 5, last 4. I have no idea what time it is. 3, last 2. I'll check in a minute. I'm gonna try not to go over today. I always go over. 2 more. And then we hold it at the bottom. Hold here, guys. Pick up your toes, all of them. Think about pressing into the balls of your feet and your heels and reach your hips back a little bit more. Draw the belly up a little bit more. Sink the hips down a little bit deeper and hold it. Maybe your arms are still by your ears. Hold it. 8, 7, 6, 5, a little lower. 4, 3, 2, drop the toes, forward fold, grab onto whatever you can reach. Maybe it's the shin bones or the thighs, or maybe it's the floor. Drop your head, shake out the back of your neck, time check real quick, and just start pedaling out your knees, bending right, bending left. There we go, 228, okay. Doing okay, but not doing great. Okay, bend your knees, guys. Find your way to the floor, and then find your way to like a soft, squishy mat. So if at any time you lose me, I get out of the frame, feel free to unmute yourselves and just yell at me to knock it off. Okay, so I'm gonna choose this 1/2-inch squishy mat that I've got here. We're gonna lie down on our side on it. And then, even though you're at home, you're gonna like pick yourself up off the floor with this supporting rib cage, okay? So as much as it feels like we wanna just like chill out, watch some Netflix, you know, do some stuff, we're gonna push away from the ground, take a big inhale, exhale, lift the grounded rib cage down on the floor, and then your elbow presses into the floor, hand spreads wide open. Now bring your knees right in front of your hips and point your toes right down so that you're a 90-degree angle with the knees. Top hand comes to the floor so that your ribs face forward. Lift your top knee and slide it back until you feel your back glute engage. Scoop your pubic bone forward and just press a little back, little tiny presses back, take it back, good, back, yeah, okay. So this is a lot about the stillness in your torso and your pelvis and less about the movement, to be honest with you. But you wanna look down at this top knee, and I'm gonna give you a fun visual here. As I turn towards you, you want the knee to be in line with the hip. So if it's looking like it's in front like that, then press it back. And if it's looking like it's too far back, then you're probably opening out the top hip to get it there. So keep the top hip pressing forward as you press the top knee back, and back. If this feels really good to you guys, you wanna like take it next level for yourself, push up onto that supporting hand and prop yourself upright. That very well could feel like way too much for your hip, your back, this bottom hip, whatever it is. It feels like you're starting to seize up and cramp or something. You need more space here. Come back down and create more space. But if this feels good and you want even more, you take this other hand and you straddle that front thigh. Now you're in what's called a pretzel. Press it back, wherever you are, it doesn't matter. Inhale, exhale, push the ribs up and away from the ground and scoop your pubic bone forward. Whoo, back, good. Let's do 6, 4, 3, 2, hold on the back. Drop your back toes to the ground and then lift your knee and press back down. Lift and press back down. Okay, as you do this, the hardest part here is to try and not open out the top hip, right? So if you need to, take that top hand, bring it on your hip and make sure that your hip isn't going anywhere. Press up and down. See if you can make it all the way down to the floor with your knee. But the toes are pressing into the ground, so it's impossible for your knee to slide forward to make that happen, right? You've got an anchor point back there. It's up and down, yeah. Whether you can touch the floor or not with your knee totally depends on your hip flexibility. It's not about like strength or anything like that. It's just about what your hip mobility is like. And a lot of ours is kind of crappy right now, to be honest with you. We're all at home doing our non-normal stuff. We got 4. Last 3, watch those supporting ribs, watch that supporting shoulder. Last 2, last one, hold the knee up, lift the back toes again and make circles with the knee. We take it up, back, and around. Up and around. Okay, look back at the knee. You should barely be able to see it because it's not in front of you. It's like behind you and in line with your hip. Yeah, and it's like a 2-inch circumference with the knee. Up and around, pretty tiny. Up and around. I just got bit by a mosquito. Oh, the perils of working out outside. 2 more. Up and around. Last time, up and around. Hold it and then just press up and up and up and up. If you are still up on your hand, we all applaud you. You're amazing. Lift and lift. Whoo, good. As you lift that leg, try not to let it creep forward. Do a little check, hand on the top hip. Keep pressing it forward. It's aligned with the bottom hip and it's pressing forward as the knee is sliding back behind it. We got 5 like this. For 3, 2, and 1. Hold here, straighten that back leg. Take the top arm, shoot it back. If you're still up on your hand, come down on your elbow now. Turn toward the ground and pull the knee and elbow together and reach back long. In, out, in, out. Yeah, guys. As the knee comes in, it's like it's sliding on a low coffee table next to you, right? Yes, Sarah Kate, that's gorgeous. In and out. Good. Nice, Shanti. Good. I like you guys taking it at your pace. Maybe that's your music. Maybe that's just the beat of your own heart. We got 2. In and out. Last time, hold it on the out. Turn to face the floor. Press the leg backward and lift it up. Little pulses up to finish. Press and press. Okay, what's your relationship with the ground like right now? Peel your rib cage up and away. Pulse it. 4, 3, 2. Just hold it at the top here, guys. Lots of length in the side body. Hold 3, 2, and 1. Ugh. Stack your knees on top of each other again. Go ahead and lie down on your side. And then take your top fist. Just make a fist and bang all around that top hip. All around the greater trochanter, all around the glutes. Take the top leg, extend it forward. It can come straight. You can even straighten the bottom leg if you'd like in the opposite direction and rotate your chest to the sky. Come into a spinal rotation. Nice big inhale. Exhale there. Good. And stack your knees again. Turn onto your side to press yourself up to sitting. And then splay your legs out into a straddle stretch. I am in the camp of straddle stretchers that like to turn my feet forward. So draw your feet forward, press down, walk your hands forward, drop your elbows to the ground and drop your head. Just let this be a stretch for your inner thighs, okay? You can relax the back of your neck, start to shift your chest over to one side and over to the other. Nicely done, guys. Okay, let's slowly walk ourselves back up. You're doing great. Nice to have you. Swing your legs around to the other side. And then let's come onto that other elbow, okay? Now make a 90-degree angle with your thighs and your torso, and then make another 90-degree angle from your thighs to your shin bones. Okay, so you're like a bunch of 90-degree angles. Think about the floor, push it away from you and lift that bottom rib cage. Often it's nice just to like place your hand there and lift it manually and then try to hold it there. Okay, the top hand comes to the floor so that your ribs rotate forward. Lift your top knee and bring it behind you. I know for a fact I don't have the space for this. Scoop your pubic bone forward and start to press the leg back behind you. Press and press so that I don't hit this fence behind me. I'm just forced to bend my back knee really deeply. And sometimes, I mean, you're basically in a quadricep stretch here, right? If your back knee is bent really, really deeply, then what that can do is put a little pull on your kneecap and it can feel like a little pain there. If that's what's happening to you, just unbend your knee a little bit. If you have the space, you probably do. And allow that kind of like to bring some slack into the quadricep. You bend that knee really deeply. It's like you're stretching the quad and pulsing into a stretch. Press and press and press. Okay, so you're here. You're scooping your pubic bone forward. I want you to almost think like you're an abdominal curl here, but it's sideways. And then at that same token, you're pushing the ground away. Lots of shoulder stability on the supporting side. Draw in through the belly. If you feel like this feels great, you want more sensation, come up onto your supporting hand. Maybe even you get a feel for that. That feels really good. You stay engaged in the back of the glute rather than scrunchy in the low back. Take the other hand to the other side of your thigh. Whew, good. Nice, guys. This is good. This is psyching me up. I'm going to brave the grocery store tonight, but I think I'm going to go late, you know, like 8 or something like that. I feel like it'll be less crowded, but I'm worried other people will have the same idea. You guys can chime in and let me know. Press back and back. Okay, this supporting hip, right? It's very easy to sink down into it. Do everything you can to lift up out of the supporting hip and thigh. That might entail you pressing your front knee into the ground to lift up and out of the supporting hip. Woo! My muscles light up a lot more when I do that. So I'm going to choose to come back down onto my side. We got 5 like this. Pulse back 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold there. Drop the back toes, okay? And then open out the top knee. It's lift and press back down. You might make it all the way to the ground. You might not today. Just find the biggest range of motion that you can in the thigh without opening and twirling with the thigh. Try not to let the torso go with it. Up and down. Yeah, so like utter stillness in the rib cage. Check in with your relationship with the floor again. Inhale, exhale, lift up and away with your rib cage. Really stack the bottom elbow underneath the shoulder. Up and down. Yeah, your toes are anchored to the ground behind you as this knee is lifting and lowering. Let's go 5 here. Last 4. If your neck needs a break here, you can always take your gaze over your forearm. That'll take some slack into your neck. 2 more. Last 1, hold the lift. Lift your toes again, little circles. Take it up, back, and around. Up, back, and around. Yeah, okay. Look down at your thigh. It's still in line with your hip, right? So you're trying to make one straight line from head all the way to knee. Take it up, back, and around. And this is like a 2-inch diameter. Take it up, back, and around. Just remembering that diameter and circumference are different things. Take it up, back, and around. It's up and around. Good, guys. Okay, we got 5 circles. Last 4. Scoop the pubic bone forward. Scoop the ribs away from the floor. 2. Last 1, hold here. If you're not down on your elbow, come down onto your elbow and straighten that back leg. Turn to face the ground. Maybe reach the available arm overhead and then squeeze. Reach back long, pull together, reach out. You still have a lot of stillness in your torso, right? The rib cage isn't going anywhere, not dropping and lifting, not teetering and weebling, just hanging still. We got 4. Nice, guys. Good. So much strength. Yeah, lots of control. Last 2. Last 1. Hold the leg back. Press it back a little bit more behind you. Lift it up a little higher. Reach long. Hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let it go. Lie down on your side. Take the top hand into a fist and bang out that glute and hip. Good. Now, just to stay consistent with the other side, extend that front leg forward. Maybe the bottom leg comes straight, 90 degrees again. Look at that. And then spiral yourself open to the sky. Find a spinal rotation. Take a nice big breath in to the low spine. And as you exhale, feel the release there in that low spine. From where you are, come all the way onto your back. Okay? Now your feet are planted on the floor. Walk them away from you about 2 extra inches. And then flex your toes off of the ground. Press your hands into the floor and peel your hips up into a low bridge. This means the rib cage is on the ground. So it's not a shoulder stand. The ribs are anchored, pelvis is lifted, and then we just drop back down. Let's toggle, lift and lower. Play between the 2. Take it up and down. It's not about height here. It's about anchoring the ribs and mobilizing the low spine to lift your pelvis off. Anchor the heels to light up the hamstrings and lift your hips off. Scoop the pelvis up to the sky, scoop and lower, scoop and lower. Good. Think of it less like a lift and more like a roll, rolling up and pressing down. 3 like this, 2. Last 1, we hold it at the top and little pulses to the sky. Press, 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 press. Good. Your choice. If your floor feels squishy enough, you might keep your heels flexed and reach one leg to the sky while you're pulsing. But you might just as well drop both sets of toes down and then lift one leg. You might do neither of those. Little pulses here for 8, 7, 6. Good. Lead with the pubic bone. Really press it up. Roll it up. 3, 2, and 1. Drop back down. Just switch legs. Very sly and simple. Press and press. Press and press. Good. If you're able to keep that bottom foot flexed and the heel digging into the ground, make that choice. But if for more support, you need the whole foot on the ground, make that choice. 6, 5, 4. Pubic bone leads. 3, 2, and 1. Drop back down. Hug your knees into your chest. And then make circles with them. Open them out. Close them. Good. Tuck your nose into your knees and go ahead and roll yourself up to sitting. Find your weight-like objects here. And we're going to come to kneeling. So I'm going to face sideways. So kneel on your squishy blanket or your mat or your throw pillow or whatever it is. And then scoop your arms in front of you, flip your palms to face you, holding your weights or weight-like objects if you have them, and open, close, open, close. Okay, so the hardest thing about this movement, so as you can see, as you open your chest, your elbows really want to drop down to your waistline and it like becomes a lower lifting movement. Try not to let that happen. Keep everything lifted at the same level as you open wide and squeeze back in. And you're going as far in each direction as you possibly can without flaring the ribs and pulling them back in so the torso stays really still. Open and close. I'm gonna check you guys out. Check my time, not doing great. Good, yeah, that's it. Nice, Kareen. Yeah, it's really hard to keep the shoulder blades really heavy down the back, but that's what you guys are going for. You look great. Out and in, nice. Okay, good. So you can make the choice to drop your hips, pick them up, and squeeze. Open, squeeze. Good, I'm gonna get off my tempo a little bit because this song is a little quick for this. Big movement of the thighs. Feel free to make the choice, do the same, or stay on your tempo if you feel like you're rocking it. We got 5 like this. Press, find the glute engagement. 3, squeeze it in. Last one, hold it at the top, guys. Unfold your arms behind you. Step 1 foot forward, curl your back toes and hover the back knee. Little down 1 inch, up 1 inch. You're hinging forward at the hip crease, and then we're gonna start to bend the elbows. In and press, squeeze and press. Yeah. Try to sync the arm movement up with the leg movement and dig the front heel deep into the ground so that you're shifting your weight back into the front heel and back into the back toes, the back knee that sends you down to the ground rather than the front knee pulling you forward, right? Down and up, bend and straighten. 4, 3, 2, last one, hold it here. Set the back heel down and turn the toes out. And then turn to face that direction so that you're coming into a warrior 2. Scoop your hip bones forward. We open the arms to the sky, draw them in front of us all the way. And then scoop back up, big full circle. Press the palms down as you draw forward. Open the palms as you scoop up. Press down, 2, open, 2. Yeah, so I'm going to the beat of my music. This is 2 counts up and 2 counts down. You can feel free to do the same, but just think about finding a speed that feels like a challenge to keep your shoulders down your back, keep your arms utterly straight. For those of you who have 3-pound weights in your hands, we are all applauding you over here. Take it out, circle forward, 2 more, out, circle forward, last time. Take it out, bring it forward in front of the chest and hold there. Shift your hips back, bend your elbows and draw your weights downward so that you're making 2 90-degree angles with your elbows. We pulse and pulse. You're in a warrior 2 here, right? So this bent knee, the toes are bent, or the knees pointing over the toes, and this back straight leg, toes are pointing forward. So there you have it. Press up and up and up. I'm hinging forward in this warrior 2. You're sending the hip bones back and you can really feel the engagement here in the bent knees hip. Little press and press. You got 7, 6, 5, pulse it up. 3, 2, and 1. Elbows come back in. Turn back towards your bent knee. Drop the back knee on the ground and bring both knees back down to kneeling. This time, flip your palms forward. Reach your arms up overhead. Bend and straighten down. Bend, push up. Bend, straighten down. Bend, push up. Good. This is like 3 separate movements. Let's make it 1 fast movement. Press down and up. Down and up. Good. You might sink your hips with that. Drop down, push, lengthen, and push. Down and push. Good. Find your beat, whatever that is, whatever makes you happy. Down and push. Good, guys. No matter what our arms and shoulders are doing, or arms rather are doing, our shoulders stay glued down the back in one spot. We got 4 like this. 3, 2, I just hit this groovy track. I hope you guys did too. Last one, hold here. Bend your elbows to the side. Step the other foot forward. Curl the back toes, come up into your square lunge. We take it down 1 inch, up 1 inch, down 1 inch, and up 1 inch. Yeah, this is what it looks like from the side view. Take it down and up. Arms forward and in, forward and in, forward. Good, yeah, try to hover the back knee. So even though your arms are straightening, okay, it becomes really tempting to want to straighten all the way up. Stay low, take it down, and then double time the whole thing. So we pulse down, down, down as we punch forward. Good. Double timing it might not be your jam today. So just feel free to make the choice that feels best for you. 8, 7, 6. You're really hovering that back knee for 3, 2, and 1. Okay, bend both elbows. Set the back heel down and turn your toes outward. Come back into that warrior 2. Open out the arms, figure 8, cross forward and out. Cross and open. Switch which arm is coming in front. Yeah, good. Cross and open. Nice, guys. You got a really deep bend in this this bent knee. And then I want you to keep the movement going as you hinge your hips back and shift your chest forward. This makes the weights in your hand a lot heavier. Forward and out. Try to keep control of your torso. 0 movement in the hips and the torso. 0 weebles and wobbles. 0 rounding of the back. Okay, nice. We got 6, 5, 4. Keep it going. Shift those hips back. Can you bend a little deeper? 2 and 1. Hold it on the out. Palms face forward. Little lifts up and up and up. Try to find the most length that you can out of your arms. Squeeze the shoulder blades in together. Draw the front of the rib cage in so that you're not flaring it. And really long arms to the side. 8, 7, yeah, 6. Can you hinge forward even more? 3, 2, I saw that. 2 and 1. Drop both hands or weights down to the ground. Turn your toes forward. Come down into a forward fold. Shift your hips side to side. Shake out the back of your neck. Just let it go. Good, guys. Bring yourself down to the ground. Find your way to a forearm plank with both knees on the ground behind you or both toes with knees lifted. Find your favorite version of your plank here. See if you can make the number 11 with your arms. And then as you inhale, exhale, reach your heart forward towards your thumbs. Yeah, that'll drop your hips a little bit and really engage those lower abdominals. Inhale again. Exhale, zip up through the low belly and stay low through the hips and lifted through the abdominals. Hold it. Hold utter stillness. Hold there for 10, 9, 8. Keep the collarbones wide. Drive the tips of the shoulder blades down your rib cage for 4, 3, 2. Drop the knees, press back. Quick child's pose. Good. Roll your way back up to sitting. Swing your legs in front of you. You're gonna stay on the floor. Now hopefully you've got, this is where the squishy mat really comes in handy. I'm still on the very edge of mine. Reach your arms up overhead and find a nice long neutral spine. And then tweeze your knees toward each other. So very tempting to wanna do this, right? But bring the knees into the center line. Zip up through the center line and lengthen your pinky bones up to the sky. Find a really long spine. Now draw in through the sides of the waist and up through the front of the abdominals and lengthen through the mid back to lift up a little higher. Hold here and think of pulsing your knees in together, little tweezes. Take it in and in and in. You're trying to sit up as tall as you can. Even when we're all together in the studio, this is all really hard for most of us to get there. So it's almost easier if you're sitting up on a chair or something. You can practice that there, but this is really super challenging just to sit on the floor and get a long spine. We have 8 little pulses in. Keep tweezing the inner thighs. Keep pulling up through the belly. Just 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Bring your knees up to a boat pose. Knees up a tabletop position. Bring your arms up overhead. Take an inhale when you get back here. As you exhale, curl your chin into your chest and with control, roll back up. Hands come all the way overhead. Find that long spine. Just rolling down and up. Inhale, up. Exhale, roll 1 vertebrae at a time, 1/2 an inch at a time through your abdominals. Knees up to tabletop as your arms reach back. Inhale there. Exhale, squeeze your chin towards your chest and roll with control all the way back up. We got 2 more like this. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll down. Really comb through the abdominals, comb through the spine. Arms come up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin to your chest And with control, roll back up. Take your arms up overhead. One more time. Inhale, roll down one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, as you roll back up, come all the way up to neutral. This time, come down halfway and find your way to a boat pose. Knees are hovering. Good. Squeeze those knees together to get out of your low back. Draw your belly button in, and we pulse it in, out, in, out, in, out. If this feels like murder on your hip flexors, which it could at this point, take your hands back behind you for support and keep the pulsing movement going. Chest to knees. Pulse 8, 7, yeah, 6. It's 5. Pulse at 4, 2, and 1. Roll all the way down. Hug your knees into your chest. You're not going to stay here, so enjoy it. And then bring your feet on the floor and prop yourself up onto your elbows. Okay, imagine we have a ball behind our shoulder blades, but we don't. So take an inhale. As you exhale, press your chest open to the sky and sink your sacrum down into the ground. So you got a rounded low spine and an open upper spine, okay? Both knees to tabletop. All you do is hold here. If this feels like a lot for you, it might be. It feels like a lot for me. But if you feel like you want to move, we drop one set of toes down, pick them back up, other set, and pick them back up. And then we speed it up to the tempo that our heart desires. It's switch and switch. Good. Make sure that you're going slow enough to keep your integrity here in your abdominals. If you reach forward into your abdominals, you should feel them super engaged. If you're starting to sink back, they'll disengage a little bit and we get our chest to close out. So just take the movement smaller, or maybe take the movement out of the position in order to keep your chest nice and wide. Let's go 6 here, friends. Yeah, looks good. I got you. Even without my glasses on, I can see the movement. For 2 and 1, take your knees tabletop. Squeeze your knees together and then fishtail your lower legs over to one side. Fishtail over to the other side. We switch, switch, and switch. Whoo! Switch and switch. Keep those knees tight. Think of this like a stretch for the hip flexors. On the side that your toes are turning to, you're stretching out those flexors, finding mobility and strength at the same time in them. We got 7, 6, keep your chest open, hang in there with me. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, guys, knees tabletop, just hold. For my warriors here that want even more, we're gonna come down and then pulse it out, just 10 pulses. 9 and 8, knees are squeezing wherever you are. Whew, for 5, 4, 3, 2, everybody comes down onto their back. Hug your knees into your chest. Let the knees drop open. And then bring your right knee towards your right shoulder a little closer using the strength of your arms. And bring your left knee into your left shoulder a little closer using the strength of that left arm, and drive it side to side. Good, guys. Nice. Take your feet on the ground and walk your right foot a little farther out to the right. You're gonna drop the right knee down toward the ground and just drop the left knee over to the left. So both knees drop down. Now just think about lengthening the right knee downward and pressing the right hip up to get a hip flexor stretch all throughout this side. If this feels wonky on your knee, flex your right foot. It's just that, yeah, then you'll engage the muscles around the knee, you'll protect it a little bit more. And then drop back down, bring your knees back to center. Walk your feet a little bit further to the left, drop your knees to the right, and press the left hip up to the sky. Reach the left knee down in front of you. Just find an open hip flexor stretch through that left side. Inhale. Exhale it out. One more surprise for you. Roll onto your belly. Forearm plank number 2. I always love to do this after doing the abdominals. It feels so different than it did before. So choose your knees or your toes, your choice. Draw up, up, up through the abdominal wall. Inhale, exhale, scoop your pubic bone forward, reach your heart forward, open out your chest, and then push the floor away. Hold utter stillness here. Keep drawing up, up into the abdominal wall. It's 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. You got this. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop down onto your knees. Press back, child's pose. And then in this child's pose, let's bring your hands to the back of your head. From your child's pose, walk your elbows forward. Your hips are going to shift forward too. And then keep your elbows planted as the hips shift back again to open out the underside of the arms. Take a moment. As you inhale, expand the back of your ribs, and then exhale to roll yourself up to sitting. Nice, guys. Way to go. Ooh, find your roller. Oh, right, great. Okay, I've got low battery. 10% left. I can't seem to get this iPad to charge. I think 10% will carry us this next few minutes. All right, so take the roller on the floor. Go ahead and sit on it. And then let's take our feet just a little wider than hips width distance. Bring the roller forward on the tops of your hamstrings and extend your spine long. Inhale, exhale, hinge forward. If your legs are too wide, you will not feel this in the same way than if they're slightly in front of you. And if they're too far together, then you're not going to feel this in the same way. So keep them just a little wider than hips width distance. Hinge forward, start to flex and point and rotate through your toes. And then press your chest downward. Drop your chin into your chest and take both hands over to one side. Peel the other hip off of the roller. And drop back down. Stay on that side. For me, it's the right. Just come to center and back over to the right. Peel the hip off. And drop back down. And somewhere along this journey, pick a spot, somewhere that feels like a little bit more sensational than the rest. Start to flex and point and rotate through the ankle. And then if you can, walk your hands as low down as possible and drop your chin into your chest. Let your spine drape over that right leg. Good. Just take a moment over this leg. Inhale, inflate through the back of your ribs. Exhale to drop down deeper. And then peel your way back up, but not too far. Keep a long spine. Shift to the other leg. Grab onto it wherever you can reach and start to peel the other hip off. And drop back down and forward. Try to stay low over your leg. And shift over, peel that hip off. And drop down, and then find a spot somewhere along that journey. Feels important to you. Start to flex, point, rotate through the ankle. And find a place. When you get there, drop your chin into your chest. At the top of your head, just soften to the ground. Nice big inhale. Exhale, get lower, heavier, deeper. And then come back to center. And roll yourself up or walk yourself up. And from where you are, take your hands behind you, cross one leg over the other, and start to drip your hips back and push them forward. Just rinse through the hamstrings. Turn your toes one direction, turn them the other direction. And then switch your cross. Do the same thing, rinse back and forward, turning your toes one direction and the other direction. Good, guys. Bring yourselves all the way forward to sit on your roller and glide through your glutes. Forward and back. Drawing your knees to one side and to the other. Good. When you're ready, come to fully sit on your roller and then bring your hands in front of you. Find the floor and come to a forward fold. And if it helps to grab the roller, bring it in front of you in your forward fold. Be my guest and do that. Shake out the back of your neck. Yes, nod your head. And then bend your knees, connect your chin to chest, and just begin rolling through your spine. When you make it to the top, no rush. Take an inhale, sweep your arms high to the sky. Exhale, reach out and beyond. Again. Inhale, take it up. Exhale, reach it backward, open, expand through your chest, reach your throat to the sky. One more time. Inhale, take it up. This time, bring your hands together, drive them down to your center, and be centered for the rest of your day. Yay! Thank you guys so much. It's good to have you. I can't believe this iPad lasted through that roll down. Feel free to unmute yourselves and let me know how you're doing.
That was great, Maggie. I lost
Thank you, Maggie.
but I don't know what happened.
Thanks, G-Sun. Thanks. Did you lose? Yeah, you guys lost me for a second, right? When my iPad was like, you've got 10% battery.
Well, it went down to just little vignettes, including you.
Oh,
For me.
okay. Cool. So you guys could see each other.
Yeah.
Thanks, Corrine. Thanks, Shanti, Sarah Kate.
Made the day better.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, you always make my day better. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Maggie.